Hello everybody, it's Mrs. Burr from the Kimball Library. Another Thursday, another craft. And today I thought we could do something that is in season right now. And everybody loves them. I know no one that doesn't. Apple pie, apple cider, apple crumb cake, all kinds of things with apple. And I thought we could make an apple. And this apple, as you can see, is made out of brown paper and sewed together. I've put a little bit of paint on there just to give you an idea of how it would finish. But if you did it with a sponge afterward, then it would be a pretty colorful apple. And this is how you make it. It's lots of fun. I've used a big brown paper bag, and right here is the bottom flap, as you can see, and we just cut right across there because that will open up the whole bag so that we can have a great big piece of paper to work with if we need it. And then down the back, you'll see that seam where they've glued the paper together. And I just take my scissor and cut right up there too, straight up, and you can see that the inside is a nice brown piece of paper ready to do a craft on. And we're going to use just part of that. We don't need the whole thing, but I would take the big center piece, fold it. I only need part of it, as I said. And that will be perfect for our apple. And to draw the apple, all we need to do is to take, here's our paper, so I've matched it so that it's equal size, just like that. And what we need to do is to just take our pencil and draw an apple. And if we have just a little indent at the top, around the sides, down, just like a big round circle almost, then it has a few bumps at the bottom usually. You can see that if you hold an apple up. And then up around again till we get to the top. And then, if you look at it, I think it looks like an apple. So we need to cut that out, both sides together. Here are my scissors. I dropped them. So we will have two pieces, so we have to hold it together as we cut. So we'll have two pieces the same, which only takes a minute to do. All around the top. There's the little indented part around the other side. And then we can just shape it up. If it doesn't look like an apple, we can fix it when we're done. There, these are the scraps. So I do have two pieces of an apple. Look. Let's see, get it together. Just like that. There's an apple. That's where the stem will go, and this is the bottom where it sits. You'll see that when you look at the apple. The next thing we do is we hold it together carefully, both pieces, and we take the hole punch and just go around the edge of the hole punch. This is where we're going to be doing our sewing. I say sewing, but we could say weaving, or we could say whatever word you like, but it's just stitching around it. And it's good practice too. Good practice. So that's what we'll do. Go all the way around, and you'll see the holes. Space them about as much as you can equally, one to the next, until we get all around. I won't take time to do all of that because take so much time, but right now I will show you what we do. So those are the dots all the way around, and they will be all across the top. Now, next, we'll take, I started mine at the bottom. I took some, this is called kitchen cord. It's string, but it's a little bit heavier. It doesn't have to be this heavy. It could be yarn, whatever you might find at home. But I took this big long piece, and then I tied a little piece of plastic of Scotch tape around the end so that it wouldn't ravel. And I started at the bottom of my apple. And what you do is just to start from the bottom and put it through the 2 holes. Pull it all the way along. It'll take a little bit of time to pull it. And then you just go around, go to the next one, go through it from the bottom up, pull it all the way through, easy as pie. The next one, that's just like sewing. Mom could fix your shirt or your hem by using the same stitch in and out, in and out. And so that's what we're doing. And you can see that it's sewing. So when we do that all around the edge and get to the very end piece, which will be close to the other string, we will tie them together, and then we will have our apple that looks like that all the way. And then I put a little knot at the bottom, and I could stuff it right inside. But before you get to the very end, leave a little bit of space so that you could take some newspaper, just a few pieces, and curl it up into a ball and put it inside. That gives it a puffy look. And so that's what I did right there, to make it look like a stuffed apple, a real apple. And so after we do that, then you tie it tight at the bottom, and then we need to put a stem and a leaf. And so I've taken the extra piece of material right here, not material, but of the brown paper, and I folded it over, and I made a little stem. And the stem just has to be over and down. I will show you as I cut it. Not very difficult. Cut it down in the line so it looks like a stem. Just like that. There it is. And then I taped it. But before I taped it together, I colored it with a darker brown so that it looked like a real stem from the apple. As you can see on this one, here's the stem. I colored it a little bit darker, just like that. And then to make the leaf, I just did two curves, and I'm using double because it makes the leaf a little bit stronger, that's all. You don't have to do it double, but I did. So there are 2 leaves together, which I glued together. Then I colored both sides a bright green, just like that. And then I put the leaf inside the stem so that it would be attached. And then at the top of my apple, this will be the top. You can just separate. There's a little space, and you can just slide it right down in there. You could glue it if you wanted to, but you don't really have to. Now, where would you put an apple like this? Well, you could put it in the kitchen, so it would be festive and look seasonal, like autumn. Or you could put it in your room, of course. And It's kind of neat to have a great big apple like that, especially a red one. And mine would be painted more, but I didn't have time to do that. But you would just, I sponge painted it, and here's how I did it. With these sponges, I just pressed it all the way around, and you could use a little paintbrush, however you liked. Paint it just as you would like to see an apple that you would eat. Okay, make a big apple. You'll love it. This would make a great big pie, wouldn't it? A tasty one, too. Bye-bye. See you next time.